Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Sorry for not uploading a video for a very long time. I've been extremely busy and not had the opportunity to upload any videos on YouTube. But from now on, I will try to upload every Sunday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And most of the time I will be doing my analysis on the gold pair, that is XAUUSD. Occasionally I might do GBP USD and Euro USD, but for the main time I will focus mainly on gold analysis. And my analysis generally would be a top-down analysis starting with the weekly time frame, and I work my way down to the 4-hour / hourly time frame to look for our entry. And it would be mostly swing trading. That means I hold my trade for a few days, usually up to a week as well. So this analysis essentially would be what I will be looking at for the coming week. So to start off the analysis, we'll be looking at the weekly time frame, essentially look at what the general trend is, and as we can see, it has been an uptrend for quite some time. And so I like to have a look at the trend, have a fair idea of where the market is heading, and because I hold my positions for a long time, I try to follow the trend as well. And as we can see on the weekly time frame, drawing the trend line where it's touched twice, and we can see that price essentially has been moving to the upside, and we can see they're forming higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, and it's been more or less ranging over the last couple of months, I would say. So that's where we are, and that's looking at the very broad picture. Now when we go down to the daily time frame, again we can see that, as I mentioned, we've gone up the uptrend, and now we are consolidating between these zones here. So between this area here, forming this sort of resistance level, and then down here forming a support level down here. Okay. Yeah, so that's our support. As we can see on the daily time frame, we will make that a bit finer when we go to lower time frames, but as we can see that price has tested multiple times here on this resistance area, and then we've seen the support here a couple of times. So price forming this resistance and breaking through here, and then again formed this sort of support here. So price hasn't quite gotten down here yet, so if we go down from to a lower time frame, we will see that there is another support that price has formed. But generally this is where we are, again on the uptrend, where price has ranged between the 440 level to the 3160 level. Essentially that range is where price has been in the last couple of months. So if we go down lower to the 4-hour time frame, so I take my entry either on the 4-hour time frame or on the hourly time frame. But again, essentially, as we can see, price breaking this previous resistance level here, and then price has tested it once again, but hasn't really gotten down there. Looking closely, we can see that price has formed this sort of resistance level, or support level rather, down here, and it's a level that price has tested numerous times in the past. If we take this all the way down as well, we can see that this area has been tested quite a few times. Again, looking at it here and there, and you can see price breaking down there and testing it again, then breaking through, not holding very well, and then came down again a few more times to retest that area. And the latest one was what happened in the last week, where price came down here, reversed from sort of like a double bottom pattern and started moving to the upside. So essentially this is where we are, and this is what we are looking at. Okay, again, if we look closely at this and look closely at the price pattern, you can see that initially price was forming this sort of lower lows and lower highs after it bounced from that resistance level, lower lows and lower highs, and then it got down into this our major support area, and then bounced off it, right, formed again a lower high, and then this time around, rather than forming a lower low, formed a higher low. So price failed to break below this previous low and continued to the upside. So there's been a change in the market structure over there, right? So that's one point. The second point to note as well is, even if we draw a trend line, right, we can see that there have been a break of this trend line here, right, where it touched 3 times and then followed by the break. Okay, so there's been a break of this trend line here, showing that there's been a break in market structure. This was confirmed by when you draw these lines as well. You can see the lower lows and lower highs have been, that pattern has more or less reversed, whereby price couldn't form a lower low but rather a higher low. And then if we look at the previous highs as well, we can see one here, another one here, right. You can see the first one, price formed a lower, a higher low, then broke the previous highs, and then broke the next previous highs as well, and just kept on going on the upside. So which has shown that there's been a change in the market structure. And when we draw our next high level, where we're looking at for price to reach before making a decision whether or not we need to take a trade on this. So essentially, at the moment we are waiting for price to more or less get into this area here. That's the 3373 area, and that was a previous high. Yeah, and we'll see how price reacts to it, if price breaks it again, or if price rejects from there to form more or less a higher low, because we have been going strongly towards the upside, and usually after such a strong move, price tends to retrace a bit, just more or less a breather, give opportunity for people to get into the market at a very good price. So price might again retrace down, either back to this previous high that was broken here, now a support level, or might even go a bit lower down to this level. Okay, so either this level here and then bounce straight up again to form like a higher low and then continue to the upside, or price might extend a bit down to this low here and then bounce up to the upside, continuing more or less this uptrend. Again, how do we know where price is going to reverse from? If price does bounce from this area, one of the best tools that you can use is Fibonacci retracement tools, and that will tell you exactly where price is most likely going to reverse from. And in most cases it tends to reverse from the 61.8% level, which is the golden Fibonacci ratio, or sometimes the 50% Fibonacci level. So if we assume that price, or if we wait and observe the market and see if price reverses from this area here, it gives us like a bearish signal from this level here, you can decide to trade it if you want and take the sell, but I wouldn't be doing that because I can see the general trend of this market is an uptrend, so I wouldn't be looking for any sells at all on gold. I will just be looking for buy trades. So essentially, if I see like a bearish signal here or like a bearish candle forming at this resistance level, I'm just going to wait to see how price reacts. If it breaks through strongly to the upside, then it might mean that price would more or less continue its move to the upside. Okay, so if price breaks strongly here, it might just continue to the upside, but if it does form like a bearish candle here, then it might continue to the downside. And if that happens, I would advise you wait until price gets to this 3333 level and see if it gives us a bullish signal from there. If not, we wait a bit further and see if price gets down to the 3313 level. Again, these are levels that price has broken, but let's see if they fall in line with any Fibonacci level. So we can either draw it from here. Again, using this 4-hour time frame, you can even go down a bit to the hourly time frame and see where the price will fall there. Okay, so if we go a bit closer using the hourly time frame, I'm drawing a Fibonacci level from this low here, and assuming that this is the next high level, then we are looking more at the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which will be this area here. Again, it's not an exact point, it's more or less an area, so you can have it around this area here, which is between the 38.2% to 50% Fibonacci level. Again, this area here, or the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is around this area. So again, they both fall in line with where we want them to be. So if we are looking for the buy trades in this coming week, what I'll be waiting for is for price to come down to either this level here or this level here to take my trades. Again, this is not an exact level. It might fall within a zone, so it might not exactly touch this line here. It might just fall a bit short of it or just extend a bit lower down, but it's more or less in that zone where you expect price to get to. Okay, so, and that is looking at the buy move. Remember I said you can decide to take the sell downwards, but I'm not going to be doing that because again, I am following the general trend on the weekly time frame, which has been a bullish trade. On the daily time frame, it's been ranging, and you can see on the hourly time frame, or 4-hour time frame, the downtrend structure has been broken, and now it looks like price is heading towards the upside, which is what I would suggest you take rather than taking the retracement. Also, as I mentioned previously, price might not even follow this pattern at all, and price might end up breaking through this previous high here. And if that happens, right, again, if there is a strong break of this area with a very bullish candle, you can enter the trade and to take your trade all the way to the upside. Yeah. However, if the price just creeps up gradually, not breaking it very strongly, but just creeps up above this area, I would wait for a proper retracement back down either to this area or to get to a level that would be that would fall under the sort of Fibonacci retracement levels to look for a bullish reversal. So either back here or even within this area here, and then all the way up. Okay, but generally we are looking for a buy trade for the next coming week, and what I'm expecting is for price to get towards this level here, stall a bit, probably retrace down into one of those Fibonacci retracement levels, and then I take my buy trade from there. Okay, hope the analysis has been very clear for you, and hope you have a wonderful week this coming week, a profitable week as well. As I mentioned previously, I will be releasing videos every Sunday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more weekly analysis videos. Thank you very much and have a great week. Cheers.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the